Trump has declared that the days of weaponization of the DOJ against Catholics, pro-lifers, and parents are now over. Trump stated that we must be honest about the lies and abuses that have occurred within these walls, stating that a corrupt group of hacks and radicals within the ranks of the American government obliterated the trust and goodwill built over generations. They weaponized the vast powers of our intelligence and law enforcement agencies to try and thwart the will of the American people. He said that despite instances in which they spied on his campaign, launched one hoax and disinformation operation after another, broke the law on a colossal scale, persecuted his family, staff, and supporters, raided his home, in the end, the thugs failed and the truth won. Freedom won, justice won, democracy won, and above all, the American people won. Trump said that under the leadership of Merrick Garland, the DOJ set loose violent criminals while targeting patriotic parents at school board meetings. They dropped charges against Antifa and Hamas supporters while labeling traditional Catholics as domestic terrorists. He went on to state that they imported illegal alien murderers, drug dealers, and so forth from all over the world to come into our country while putting elderly Christians and pro-life activists on trial for singing hymns and saying prayers. They went to jail for that. Our predecessors turned this Department of Justice into the Department of Injustice. But I stand before you today to declare that those days are over and they are never going to come back. They're never coming back. In the meantime, President Trump thanked El Salvador on Sunday after the country's president shared dramatic video of hundreds of alleged migrant criminals landing in Central America after being deported from the United States. Trump, who recently invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which allows the deportation of natives and citizens of an enemy nation without a hearing. He said thank you to El Salvador, and in particular, the president, for your understanding of this horrible situation, which was allowed to happen in the United States because of the incompetent Democrat leadership. We will not forget. A senior Trump administration official confirmed that a total of 261 illegal aliens were deported to El Salvador yesterday. 137 were via the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, 101 were Venezuelans removed via Title VIII, and 21 were from the MS-13 gang, and 2 were from MS-13 ringleaders and special cases for El Salvador. A Trump administration official also said that the planes carrying the migrants were already outside of U.S. airspace when a federal judge ordered the planes to return. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg ordered an immediate stop to Trump's efforts to deport the alleged gang members so that he could have more time to consider if Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act was illegal. The official said that we did not defy a court order. The order came too late, and the illegals were already in international airspace. The written order and the administration's actions do not conflict. In other news, President Trump declared his predecessor's last-minute pardons void, vacant, and of no further force or effect, as he warned that members of the House committee investigating the January 6 riots can now face prosecution. Trump claimed late Sunday night that because Joe Biden used an auto pen, the pardons cannot be enforced, and even made the stunning suggestion that they were signed without the former president's knowledge. He stated on his Truth Social page that the pardons that Sleepy Joe Biden gave to the Unselect Committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect because of the fact that they were done by auto pen. In other words, Joe Biden did not sign them, but more importantly, he did not know anything about them. The necessary pardoning documents were not explained to or approved by Biden. He knew nothing about them, and the people that did may have committed a crime. Therefore, those on the Unselect Committee who destroyed and deleted all evidence obtained during their 2-year witch hunt of me and many other innocent people should fully understand that they are subject to investigation at the highest level. It goes on further to report that Biden had issued preemptive pardons for all 9 members of the January 6 committee, including panel chairman Representative Benny Thompson and former Republican Representative Liz Cheney. Trump claimed on Sunday that the fact is that they were probably responsible for the documents that were signed on their behalf or consent of the worst president in the history of our country. In the meantime, Fox News is reporting that President Trump ordered the dismantling of news agency Voice of America, the U.S. states-funded media outlet that Trump has railed against for promoting biased media reports. A senior White House official told Fox News that Voice of America has been out of step with America for years. It serves as the voice for radical America and has pushed divisive propaganda for years now. Trump signed an executive order on Friday that commands the dismantling of 7 government agencies, including the United States Agency for Global Media, which is the parent company of Voice of America and the Radio Free Europe Radio Liberty. The EO reads, the non-statutory components and the functions of the following governmental entities shall be eliminated to the maximum extent consistent with applicable law, and such entities shall reduce their performance of their statutory functions and associated personnel to the minimum presence and function required by law. Definitely some very interesting news coming out of the Trump administration, and I'm sure we're going to hear more of it. And as always, I'll continue to keep you updated. But stay tuned. We have more breaking news coming up next.